Roberts just told the biggest secret of his life, and he says, it's even better than American Idol. What is this shocking news that everyone thinks is going around? He said something that could make or break his singing career that you won't believe. Join us. Now, things really start to get interesting. We're going to talk about one of the most surprising pieces of music news today. Singer Jamal Roberts, who was on American Idol and was known for his soulful voice and memorable acts, just said he has the best news of his life. He says it's even better than being on the show. But what is this news that will change your life? What could it be? A new record deal, a big team up, or something no one saw coming? We'll talk about what insiders know, what this means for Jamal's future, and how fans and people in the business are reacting. That's not all that happened after Jamal made his announcement. There were twists, rumors, and responses that shocked the music world. This is where it really gets interesting, so make sure you watch the whole thing. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications if you want to get exclusive news and breaking stories about your favorite acts. It's important to know what led to Jamal Roberts' latest news before we can make sense of it. A story that many fans may not fully understand about ability, hard work, and the desire to be the best. Jamal Roberts first got people's attention on American Idol. His soulful voice, honest performances, and humble nature made him a fan favorite very quickly. Even though he didn't win, his time on the show helped him get started and gave him chances that many budding artists can only dream of. After becoming an American Idol, Jamal didn't just rest on his TV fame. In order to move forward, he did live shows, worked with famous artists, and slowly built a group of loyal fans. But things haven't always gone well for him. Jamal had problems, like many artists do, like figuring out how to stay relevant in a world where new stars appear all the time and the music business is very complicated. Jamal is different, though, because he is always passionate about music and wants to change himself. He's said a few times over the years that he might be working on projects that would change his sound and look. With this new news, he seems ready to start a new journey that could be even bigger than his time on American Idol. Now, though, things get even more interesting. Some people in the know say it's not just about music. Jamal's announcement has a personal and professional side to it that could change the way people see him forever. In the next part, we'll talk about Jamal's biggest news, the rumors going around behind the scenes, and why this could be a turning point. I'm sure you won't want to miss the next part. Jamal Roberts finally broke his quiet with a statement that shocked many fans. For months, he had been giving them hints and secret messages. It's bigger and better than American Idol news for me. Just those words caused a lot of talk on fan groups, music blogs, and social media sites. But what is this news really about? What does it mean to change the game? Before we can understand how big Jamal's announcement is, we need to look at his record so far. Even though Jamal has had steady success as an artist, he hasn't gotten as much attention as some of his American Idol co-stars who got big record deals or became stars. This made what he said even more interesting. Was he teasing a big step forward that would put him in a new league? Sources close to Jamal say that the news is complicated. First, Jamal is said to be signing a big deal with a big music label that could take his business to a whole new level around the world. This isn't just any record deal. Insiders say it includes working with some of the biggest names in the business. Jamal into the public eye, which is something he's been worried. This mix of genres could help him reach more people, especially young people who use streaming services the most. Early demos sent to trusted people in the business got a lot of good feedback, which suggests this new sound could be a hit. Besides music, Jamal's announcement also includes some shocking details about his plans outside of the studio. Sources say Jamal is getting ready to start a multimedia project, maybe a documentary or reality show, that will follow his trip from the American Idol stage to this important point in his career. Fans will be able to see behind the scenes of the ups and downs of his music career, as well as his artistic process and the personal problems he's had to deal with along the way. The most interesting thing about Jamal's hints is that he might be involved in charitable work related to music education and mental health awareness. He has said that he wants to use his fame to help young artists and give back to the places that have helped him. This part of his announcement makes it more personal and important, showing that he's not just interested in fame, but also in making a difference that lasts. People have been very upset about Jamal's news. There was a lot of energy, speculation, and support on social media. Within hours of Jamal's announcement, hashtags connected to it became popular as fans shared messages like, "Can't wait to see Jamal's new chapter," and "He deserves all the success coming his way." Some music critics said it was the bravest thing Jamal could have done and praised his desire to change. But there's one more thing that makes this story even more interesting. Some people who know about this situation warn that this news is just the beginning. They give away a secret that Jamal is trying to keep hidden, something that could mess up not only his career, but also what people in the field expect from him. And what's the trick? What makes Jamal so careful about when he acts? What will happen to his fans who have been following him since he was on American Idol? Stay tuned because the next part will go into these questions in more depth and tell you the shocking secret they don't want you to know. As the news about Jamal Roberts' statement spread, close friends and people in the business started to say that there's more to this story than meets the eye. The public only sees the polished news stories and social media posts. Behind the scenes, things are much more complicated, with obstacles and unexpected turns. The idea that Jamal's biggest news isn't just a career milestone is one of the most interesting parts. He has been on a very personal trip that has had a big impact on his art and goals. People who know Jamal well say that he's been having problems that many of his friends didn't expect to hear about, including struggles with his mental health, the pressures of the music business, and trying to find his own style in a world full of imitators. Jamal has worked in a business for years that is known for its ups and downs. He had times of self-doubt and stress, but he always smiled and was charismatic on stage. He didn't let those problems stop him, though. Instead, Jamal used them to fuel his creativity by sharing them in his songs. This emotional openness is a big part of why people are so excited about his new projects. However, this is what shocks me. Insiders say that Jamal's announcement is also connected to a big change in how he plans to work with the music business. He will no longer work with standard record labels, but instead will use independent platforms and talk to fans directly. This could be a plan to get more control over his music and message after being unhappy with how big labels have handled his business in the past. Imagine an artist who not only makes music but also controls the whole creative and distribution process. This artist could connect with fans on a personal level by giving them access to behind-the-scenes footage. This is a common way of doing things in the business world, but Jamal's move could become the standard for singers who have been on reality shows and want to avoid being boxed in. But this shift also comes with some risks. Without the support of a big label, Jamal would have to figure out a way to make a living that allows him to be creative while also making enough money to stay in business. This is a problem that many artists face today. But because his fans are loyal and his social media following is growing, he has a good chance of succeeding where others have failed. Adding to the mystery, there are rumors of a secret partnership or advertising deal that could make Jamal even more well-known. Some people in the business think that partnerships with top producers or influencers are happening, but the specifics are still being kept secret. It could pave the way for a big comeback that changes the course of his career. And then there's the close-up. Jamal's fans know him as more than just a singer. They also know him as someone who values being real and connecting with others. He is said to be giving back to the community by raising awareness about mental health, a subject that is important to him because of his own experiences. This part of the statement gives it more meaning and makes Jamal more than just a performer. He becomes an example and an advocate. Things are more important than ever. Fans are wondering if this new part will keep the promise Jamal made when he promised to tell the whole story, or is there something that will happen that will change everything? Watch out. In the next part, we'll talk about how Jamal's fans, critics, and people in the music business are responding to this story. We will also talk about what his next moves might mean for artists trying to find fame in the digital age. When Jamal Roberts told everyone about is big news, the reaction was quick and strong. Right away, fans flooded social media with words of support, excitement, and rumors. People who have been following Jamal since his time on American Idol came together to support him on Twitter posts and Instagram comments, sharing their excitement, hope, and wonder about what's to come. Many of Jamal's longtime fans were proud of his hard work and progress, seeing this news as the result of years of hard work and dedication. Some people have said that Jamal deserves all of his achievements. He has been grinding nonstop, and people across all platforms are excited to see him shine even brighter than before. His fans praised not only his skills, but also how honest and open he was, which made their connection to him stronger over time. But the response wasn't just from fans. Experts in the music business and the public gave their opinions, which were mostly good. A risky move by Jamal to become more independent and mix genres was praised by some as something that could pay off in a music world where streaming and direct relationships between artists and fans are becoming more popular. They praised his willingness to accept change and try new creative areas instead of being satisfied with what he had already done. But doubters asked if Jamal's future business plans would have the effect on sales that he wants them to have. Critics pointed out the problems independent artists have, especially those who come from reality TV shows and have to deal with being typecast or not having enough help from the business. Will he get enough fans to keep going after the initial buzz dies down? Can Jamal make it in a market full of talented artists who are all trying to get noticed? The music business is keeping a close eye on things behind the scenes. People in charge and producers see Jamal's statement as a kind of test case. No matter if an artist can easily break away from the norm and make a new career for themselves. Some people close to Jamal think that his focus on mental health as a form of charity work could help him build a more important and long-lasting brand that isn't just about music. Sources say that Jamal is motivated by the response, but he is still grounded and focused on the work that needs to be done